Hook opening paragraph. Asterisk sometimes, the simplest questions reveal the deepest pain. A single dad, just trying to cheer up a tired waitress, asked a question that seemed innocent. Why don't you ever smile? He didn't expect the silence that followed, or the story that shattered something inside him. What she told him would forever change how he saw pain, love, and the quiet strength of broken people. Asterisk if this story touches your heart like it touched his, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Everyday Grace, where we share stories that remind us what it means to be truly human. Full story. Asterisk James Matthews had learned to hide pain behind smiles. Ever since his wife died 3 years ago, he had mastered the art of doing fine. He worked a 9-to-5 job in an auto parts warehouse, made peanut butter sandwiches for his 7-year-old son Mason every morning, and tried his best to keep life normal. But grief isn't something you get over, it's something you carry. And some days, the weight of that grief felt unbearable. Asterisk still, James made it a routine to take Mason out for pancakes every Saturday morning. It wasn't about the food. It was about tradition, about routine, about pretending everything was okay. The small diner near their apartment became their little sanctuary. Same table, same waitress, same order. But there was one thing James couldn't help noticing. Asterisk the waitress. Her name tag read Clara. She couldn't have been more than 25. She was polite, efficient, and always present, but she never smiled. Not even once. Asterisk week after week, month after month. James observed her with curiosity and quiet respect. There was something about her, not rudeness, not coldness, just a stillness. A kind of sadness that sat quietly in her eyes, like a lake too still to be peaceful. Asterisk, and then one morning, something changed. Asterisk Mason, who had grown attached to Clara in his own shy way, drew a little picture on a napkin. It was a crayon sketch of the diner with stick figures, James, Mason, Clara, and all of them smiling. When Clara brought their check, Mason handed it to her proudly. Asterisk Clara looked at it. Her lips parted slightly, but no smile came. She gently touched the corner of the napkin, nodded a silent thank you, and walked away. Asterisk James looked at her go, then turned to his son. You ever wonder why Miss Clara never smiles? Asterisk Mason shrugged. Maybe she forgot how. Asterisk that stuck with James, that one innocent sentence. And so the next Saturday, when Clara brought their pancakes as usual, James found himself blurting out the question. He didn't mean anything by it. It just came out. Hey, Clara, can I ask you something? Why don't you ever smile? Asterisk the diner was noisy around them, sizzling pans, laughter, chatter. But for a moment it all fell away. Clara stood still. Her hands tightened around the coffee pot she was holding. She didn't look angry. She didn't look surprised. She just looked tired. Asterisk, after a long pause, she looked down at James and said softly, Do you really want to know? He nodded, and so she pulled up a chair and sat across from him, right there in her apron, in the middle of a half-full diner on a sleepy Saturday morning. Asterisk, because the last time I smiled, she said, was the night my daughter died. James didn't breathe. Clara's voice was even not cold, not shaky, just tired. Asterisk. She was too, caught pneumonia. I was working a double shift, saving up for her daycare, and I missed the signs. By the time I got her to the hospital, it was too late. She died in my arms. That night I smiled when I kissed her forehead, thinking she was finally sleeping. But she wasn't, and I never smiled again. James felt something collapse inside him. Clara didn't cry. She didn't ask for sympathy. She stood up slowly. Asterisk. You're not the first person to ask, but now you know. And then she walked away, leaving James and Mason sitting in silence. Asterisk. That day, James didn't eat his pancakes. He didn't speak much, not even to Mason. He just kept thinking about that quiet girl with sad eyes, about how life can strip away the very things we take for granted, even the ability to smile. Asterisk. But he also knew something else. He knew pain. He knew loss. And he knew that sometimes the smallest gestures, like a crayon drawing on a napkin, could be the first crack in the wall someone builds around their heart. Asterisk, So James came back the next week, and the next. He didn't bring it up again. He didn't ask. But he and Mason started leaving little things, a flower in a paper cup, a note that said, "You're doing great," a silly joke Mason wrote on a napkin. They didn't expect anything back, and then after about 2 months of this quiet, unspoken kindness, Clara brought their food one morning, set it down, and said, "That was actually a pretty good joke last week, Mason." Her lips curled, just a little. But it was a smile. A real one, small, fragile, but there, James felt a warmth he hadn't felt in years. Not just because she smiled, but because he had witnessed something rare, a healing, a beginning. That day, as they left the diner, Mason tugged on his dad's jacket and whispered, "See? I told you maybe she just forgot how. We helped her remember." Ending message spoken softly to the audience, Sometimes the people who seem the coldest are the ones holding the most pain. And sometimes it takes a child's drawing or a kind question or a patient heart to bring a smile back. To someone who thought they'd never smile again, if this story touched you, we invite you to like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Everyday Grace, where every story is a reminder that even in the darkest places, grace can still find its way in.